Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Okay. Hi everybody. Are you fit for a new core yoga session? I hope you are, because we are sporty today. We want to do a lot of for the legs, for the booty, and for the beauty. Who likes to come with me? Come with me. And always when you feel like, oh, I need a break, have a break. If you are bored, fine. I have another option for you to add it up after this. But first we start, and then I talk about it. Let's start in a standing pose today to start with. Look at your feet. Place your feet kind of like one fist apart. Press the 3 points of your feet. One is behind your big toe. One is behind your pinky toe. And one is your heel. Try to press your feet into the ground with the 3 points. Try to figure out if you can really balance the weight onto the 3 points. So not only the heels, not only the big toes, and not only the tiny pinky toes. You can lift the toes for that. It's easier. Lift your toes and press down your feet and see where your weight is balanced. Open the toes a bit and put them down. And stretch out your chest a bit. Inhale, exhale. Go a bit back. And with the next inhalation, bring your arms like wings over your head and look up if you like. And when you exhale, drop your arms. Again, inhale, arms up and make a big circle. And exhale, arms down. And see from the side, try to really make a big circle. And when you bring the arms very back to lift up, what usually happens, you see my back? We don't want that. So, when you inhale, engage your hips. Really make like this Michael Jackson move, it's called in California. I don't know if you do. So, really engage your booty. And it makes this posture, right? Okay, engage your hip. Engage your hip, and then inhale, bring the arms back. You see my back? It's not bent too much. Up, and exhale down. So keep your booty, your hip always engaged when you lean back. Otherwise you're pressing your lower back. We have enough curve here. We don't want to have more curve here. Back bendings is not for our lower back. It's for our mid back and upper back. Once more, engage your hip. Inhale up. And exhale down. Okay, we add something. Inhale up and go on your toes. Really keep your heels up. Get on your toes. Stretch very long. Stretch yourself. The longest you can stretch yourself, and keep your arms stretched, but only push your shoulders down. Keep your arms stretched, shoulders down. Shoulders up with the arms. Keep the arms stretched and shoulders down. Really press your shoulders down, that you have a gap between your ears and your arms. Last time. Stretch your arms, shoulders up. Keep your arms stretched, shoulders down. Remain on the toes if you can, and slowly go in a forward bend. Straight back, arms to the side, forward bend. Go down, that you can touch the ground if you can. Stay on your tippy toes. If you still can do that, then bend your knees slightly and roll up the spine, vertebra by vertebra. And lift your arms again to the ceiling. And if you still can do that, look up. Whew, I never can do that. Again, stay on your tippy toes. Forward bend. Arms slowly down. Straight back, forward. Touch the ground. Bend your knees. And roll up the spine. And bring your arms up. Leave your arms straight up and just drop your heels. And drop your arms and let them swing a bit. To get rid of the stiffness we produce when we are really concentrating on standing on our toes. And this is very good. I explain later why. Next step. Inhale, engage your heel up. Arms up, heels up. Hold it a moment. Then close your hands. You can see that because my arms are so elongated. Bring your arms up. Bring the hands together. Stay on your tippy toes, heels up. And with the next exhalation, engage your hip and bend to the right. I mean, it looks like the left on the movie, okay? Decide for one side on your own. Hold it, engage your hip. Slowly come back to the center. Inhale again, stretch very much up, and when you exhale, bend to the other side. Slowly down, engage your hip. Let it not drop to the side. Engage your hip more. And slowly up. And sing on your heels. Exhale, let the arms drop and your body to the forward bend. And now let everything drop. Head and arms. So really let it shake around a moment. Say yes and no with your hand. And then put your fingertips on the ground, or some of you maybe even can put the entire hand on the ground. If you cannot touch the ground, even when you have long fingers like I have a block, or put it up the block, or even higher, or I really recommend that. Don't feel ashamed, take a chair. If this is too hard for your legs or your back, take a chair. You can always use a chair for these postures. You can use a chair for downward facing dog, whatever. Okay. But as long as I have these long fingers, I have my fingers on the ground, and I stretch my right leg, bending left leg. Now I change the sides, other leg. And just like make this kind of like walking on the spot posture. And let your hip a bit walk, yeah? Free your hip. Let your hip wave from right to left, like an ocean wave. And really let yourself sink always into the bent leg direction. And then relax. And now put your fingers, your hands straight, right and left of your feet, let's say where your toes are. And slowly just let your hips sink. Let it sink, 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 until you look in my direction. And then see your knees. Maybe I have it on the side, is a bit better. See your knees. So what usually happens, you're bending to the front, so it's really hard for your knees. Try to lean back with your hip, yeah? Your hip takes your body back so that you don't fall to the front. Try to keep the lower legs as straight as possible to the ground. This is sailing your knees. If you still feel your knees, Lift your toes. So let your toes look in your direction. Hang in this chair pose. Imagine there's a chair you're sitting on. And then stretch your arms in my direction. Okay. From the front it looks like as if I had almost no legs. So maybe split version. Okay, here we go. Okay, my arms and my back seem to have a straight line. So lift your arms a bit more, wiggle your fingers, and engage your hip. This is a really booty hip pose. You feel that, right? Engage your booty, then it's easier to do this posture. Hold a moment. With the next exhalation, stretch your legs slightly and forward bend. Hold it a moment and breathe sometimes. And have some breathing cycles and move your arms ahead a bit. Keep your legs slightly bent. Next round. I put my straight hands or my fingers, again, right and left on my toes, and let my hips slowly sink down until I feel kind of like this is my posture before my knees make this, right? How down can I go without falling back and without bending my knees too much? Lift your arms up. Hold a moment. Put the hands together with the next exhalation. Bend to the left and put your right elbow against your left knee and twist to the left. And try to find the middle of your chest to place your thumbs. Look to the left. Hold a moment. And slowly turn back to the center. And let's make a break. Stretch your legs again. Exhale and forward bend. Oh. Shake your hands and arms a bit. And thank God there are only two directions for this posture, right and left. Hands, fingers on the ground. Let your hips sink. See where your perfect placement is for your hip. Push your arms in my direction. Close your hands, inhale, and with the exhalation, turn to the other side. Left elbow, right knee, and press yourself to look to the side and see the other camera. Hold a moment. Hold it, and slowly come back. Stretch your arms up, and forward bend. And now, do the same thing again, walking with the right leg stretching, left leg stretching. Give them a nice massage. And the last version is lowering down your hip. Stretch your arms in my direction. Hands together, inhale, exhale. Bending to the left again. Right elbow hits left knee. And then start to slowly lift your right foot and stretch your right leg to the back and put it on the ground. If you want, you can open the arms. One arm down, one arm up. Hold a moment. And bring the hands together. Come to the center. Bring your foot together. And exhale, forward bend. Very good. The last one, I promise, with the chair pose. Lowering the hip. Putting hands together. Pushing arms in my direction. And turning to the other side. Left elbow, right knee. See what's going on here. And now again with the other leg. Slowly lift the left leg. Slowly bring it back and put it down. And if you cannot hold as I did, just put the hands on the ground and come back to the posture. Hold it a moment. And slowly come back. Bring the arms in my direction in the center pose. Exhale, forward bend. And now really stretch your legs and bend your legs several times. And with a loud, really loud sigh, let yourself sink into the posture. And let your arms swing and your head and your shoulder. And then slowly roll up your spine and have a last stretch up. And drop your arms and let them swing. If you have a towel for sweat or some water, there's a water pause. We need that from time to time. Okay, what is next? Okay, my favorite posture. So we started with the legs and we really much feel our hips now, right? Let's do the next one. I open my legs, let's say one leg length, whatever it is for you. And now this is different what usual teachers say to you. There's not one direction your toes look. It depends on your hip and on your physiognomy. So I have my feet looking really much straight on 12 o'clock because it feels good here on my hip. It can be that for you it's more cool to have them on 11 and 1 o'clock, or even, I saw that, kind of like bit inward. Decide on your own. Don't make it too big, yeah? Just a bit. So we have almost 15-degree difference in human hips. If the legs come out of this direction or this direction. 15 or even 30-degree, whatever. You can choose with your feet feel. Shake your hip, right, left. See if it feels fine, if you can still play a bit with it. Make some circles and rounds and movements. What you may feel is kind of like the Fabritius here in your thighs. Use it. When it's kind of like a long, stretchy feeling, it's perfect. When it's a pointy, piercing feeling in one of your joints, change the posture. And for the others, let's go into a forward bend. And put the fingers on the ground. If you can, if you cannot touch the ground without having a round back, taking on a block, doesn't matter how high that block is, the important is that you can keep your back straight. When you have your fingers on the ground. You can also kind of like widen your split, also depending on your personal, individual, beautiful body. Okay, if you have your fingers on the ground, straight back, when you exhale, make a round back and look back through your legs. Exhale, round back, push your back to the ceiling. And inhale, let your belly drop, look in my direction. And again, exhale, round back. Inhale, bend back. Exhale, round back. Inhale, flat back, drop the belly. And go on in your own breathing cycle. Do 3 or 5 more. It's cat and dog in a split version. I call it the yogic giraffe. Okay, very good for your spine. Then slowly start to walk to the right, to your right foot. If you can touch your right ankle, do that. If you also can touch your right ankle with your left hand, do that as well. Feel the stretch and breathe into that situation, right? And then slowly walk back with your hand to the center and walk to the left, slowly. See what your thigh's saying, right? Left hand, left ankle, right hand on left hand, and try to see the stretch, to feel it, and try to enjoy it, right? And slowly walk back to the center. Put the left hand under your face on the ground. With the next inhalation, stretch up your right arm to the ceiling, and if you can, look behind your right hand. Look after your right hand, out to the ceiling. Slowly change arms. Right hand under your face, inhale, left arm goes to the ceiling, and followed by your view. Slowly come back with the arm. Both hands on the ground. Split still existing if possible. And the next thing, you bring your arms to the side like a T pose. What usually happens, we have our arms very much back. We don't want that. Our arms coming out, straight out of our shoulders, back is straight. And try to lift the arms even a bit more. If you're still fine with this, imagine your shoulders suck in your arms. Your shoulders suck in your arms into the socket. This is a minimal movement. You're not stretching the arm and you're not lifting the shoulder. You're just pushing the straight arms into the shoulder socket. You feel your shoulder blades. You feel your spine maybe. And you feel the muscles between your shoulders and blades. And that's it for. Hold it as long as you can. Even bring the arms a bit higher. And the next posture, exhalation, let your arms drop and swing like a pendulum. If you want, put your fingers down. I have no other chance to get out of this posture like a crab. So just like zigzagging, I call that. Meeting feet together in the center. Keep your legs bent and slowly roll up the spine. Push up the arms. And let the arms fall and swing. Good. So now you feel very much your legs, inner legs, knees, calves, hip. So we start in the bottom to work us up to our hand. Now I'm standing here. Let's do the split version. No, doesn't bring. This version. Okay, I'm standing again, pushing my feet on the ground, opening my chest, and pushing my arms behind my body. It looks like this. And remember what happens? We don't want this bent lower back. So engage the booty, engage your hip. It's even good. So bring the arms back. And also push your fingers back. You feel a really stretch in your wrist and your inner lower arm, inner upper arm, maybe also in your armpit and your shoulder. Hold it a moment. Keep your body engaged. And with exhalation, bring the arms to the front. Right arm is up, left arm is down. make it bending. You're just like circling around the arms. Then meeting at the elbow and then circling around. I bend, I go to the side. So first, bring your elbows to your belly. And then slowly push up your arms slowly to the ceiling, but don't behind your head. Your fingers, your hands want to go straight to the ceiling, as far they can go. You feel your shoulder blades now very much, right? They're opening and they're giving space between the spine and the shoulder blades. And now we have a transformation of that. Slowly let your elbows sink, hitting the belly, go in a forward bend, bend your knees slightly, slowly lift your right leg and push your right leg back and your bend arms into my direction. With the split screen it should look like this. Leg up, right leg back, and the bend arms in my direction. And if you can, also stretch your standing leg. And hold it a moment. Here you see the straight arms. The bent arms go in my direction, slowly come back. Slowly bring the elbows to the belly. Leg remains here. Knee comes up. Leg down. And opening the posture slowly, slowly, slowly. Bring the arms back, chest out. Engage your hip. Fingers pointing back. And tuck your chin. Tucking chin means that. Other direction. Arms come to the front. Now left arm is up, right arm is down, elbows meeting, and bending around like a snake, bending around an arm. Or maybe there's something more attractive to tell, but this is what it reminds me. We start again. Bring the elbows close to the belly. And then slowly push your arms up to the ceiling, straight up. As high as you can. Up, up. If you hear something, it's sometimes ligaments, maybe bones. Maybe you hear something, maybe you hear nothing. And usually you get some tight muscles, some tight fascia under your shoulder blade might do some sound now. Slowly come back with your elbows, hitting the belly. Slowly forward bend, around back. Then slowly lift your left leg pushing back, and arms pushing to the front. And if you can, try to stretch the standing leg as well. If you fall to a side, no problem. Balancing postures have a tendency to make you fall. Like porcelain. Porcelain job is to fall down into 1,000 pieces one day. Usually one leg goes better than the other leg. But hold it. We lift the back leg and slowly come back. Lift your left leg to the front and put it down. And slowly open the chest, engage your hip. Push your fingers back. And let the arms drop. How was it? I push up my shoulders to my ears, shoulders back, front, up, back, front. Make a Circles with your shoulders backwards. And change direction. And again back. And now one shoulder at a time. It's a bit like dancing backwards. And now dancing forward. One shoulder at a time. And now bring the arms over your head. Let your right hand drop on your head. And slowly push your head to the right, on right ear meeting right shoulder. But right shoulder is down. Right shoulder is not lifted. Right shoulder is down, and try to bring your right ear close to your right shoulder. In the same moment, let your left arm sink down. And push your left shoulder down and pull the head to the right and left shoulder to the ground. You feel the stretch, right? And slowly change directions. Both arms up. Left hand drops on your head. And with an exhale, pull your head to the left. And let your right arm sink. And the more you pull your head in the direction of your left shoulder, your right shoulder wants to go down. Really take it and feel it. Here you're going to have a very nice stretch on the right side of your neck. And slowly let your head go. Bring the arms up again. Now we make another one. This is kind of like, just like right and left, like a two-dimensional figure. And now, when this is 3 and 9 o'clock, we now bring our head on 11, 10 o'clock, and our arm on 7 to 8 o'clock. From the side it looks like this. So how we do that? I mean, it's always hard to see where I am when I have my head laying to the side, right? I don't know where my head exactly is. I mean, I have this orientation difficulties and that. So how I do that? So I bring my arms up again, like the two-dimensional work. Put my right hand on my head, and then I turn my elbow slightly to the front, so that I feel my fingertips are more not over my ear, but almost behind my head. But not entirely, just between my ear and my back of my head. And the same direction my arms takes in the other direction. So, with the next exhalation, I take my hand diagonal on 1 or 2 o'clock, and my arm sinks back behind me on 7 or 8 o'clock. Make some slight arrangements with your hand if you don't feel anything. It's not hard to find. It's hard to find. And slowly come back. Let's change your sides. Left hand landing on your hand. Elbow turns a bit diagonal on to the front. And you feel your fingers between your right ear and your back of the head. And with the next exhalation, pull your head down between your direction, with the nose direction of your armpit maybe. Let the lateral arm sink down and really pull your head here and push your arm and the shoulder down. Give yourself some tries with this posture. And lift your arm and let it drop. arms to the side. And then I roll first I only roll my lower arms. So my upper arms remain where they are. And just try to change the side of your hands. So bring your palm in my direction, palm up, but only with the lower arm. Upper arm remains where it is. Try that. Only lower arm and hands and back. Once more again. Only lower arms, turn up and back. And now we do the entire arm. Right arm first. Right arm turns back, upper arm as well. Left arm turns back, upper arm as well. Both arms turn into my direction. Palms down, palms back, and even palms up maybe if you can do that. Slowly palms showing back, palms down, palms in my direction, palms up, and maybe palms back. Again, palms up, my direction, down, back, up, and vice versa, slowly until your palm showing back. Left arm remains where it is, right arm turns to the front, and then now you change arms. Right arm back, left arm front, left arm back, right arm front. And then you make these kind of like a bit dancing movement. You cannot change that. Who has groove has to use a groove. Both arms up and let them drop. This is a very fantastic massage here up in your fascia. After all the work we do, or carrying bags, these round bags, these kind of like stiff hats, looking down on the telephone, we're getting stiff here. This is a posture, this is a movement you can always do after office job, after a lot of Facebooking or whatever we do on our phones and sitting and using our shoulders. Sometimes our shoulders are here and then we are so cramped doing something, we don't realize it. This posture again, so yes. Now we go on the ground. Sit on our heels if we can do that. And there are two options. Oh, I can't see that. So there are two options. Or maybe I turn around, no, then you can't hear me. You can sit on your heels, or if this is not working, you can open your heels a bit. So you sit with your hip bone, yeah, between your heels, but your toes are meeting. If you can, try to bring your heels together and then sit comfortably on your heels. I laugh because I'm so bony, it's not comfortable, but it's a good posture. So sit on your heels if you can. And with the next exhalation, slowly let your body sink back. Get on your elbows if you can do that. And if you want to see if you have some more space, keep the knees together. What usually happens, your knees spring open. Keep them together. I know, it's an effort. Keep your knees together, close together. Your thighs as well, I mean, needless to say. Elbows on the ground, and if you want to see if you have more space, try to lift your hip. Try to lift your hip up and down. If you still have space, walk with your arms in my direction so that you're sinking deeper. And if you can put your crown of your head on the ground. I'm too long for the split screen, so I go here or here. Maybe diagonal. So you're first on your elbows. Keep your knees closed. walk away with your hands, direction of your knees. And if you feel fine, look back and put the crown of your head on the ground. And remain there a moment. And if you can, lift your hands and put your hands on your thighs. And slowly dismantle this posture. And come on up again. And let your body fall on your thighs. And it's the opposite direction. If you have flexibility with your knees, or you want flexibility with your knees, you can do this posture as well with a block with open legs. Because your knees can be open, but only when your feet are open. So they should always have the same length line. I'm going to do it here. So you can do that with a block, or with 2 blocks sitting on it. Yeah? Or if you think you're so flexible, try to sit between your heels, between your feet. Let's go a bit back. Feet and legs, same distance. You don't see my feet because they are behind my knees, where they should be. I slowly sit back and try to sit exactly between your feet. But the feet are not showing out, right? It's just the top of your feet that is pressing in the ground. That is kind of like a really hurting situation for me. I don't know, but I pretend it's not. So, and if you sit here, and this is still fine for your knees and for your thighs, I mean, there's a big stretch here, right? We do the same thing. We first lean back a bit. And we are on our elbows. And the first you should do, try to lift your hip a bit and put it back. If there's kind of like a pressing moment in your lower back, try to lift your hip, engage your booty, and put it back. And if you're bored here in this posture, hold yourself on your ankles or your shins and slowly let your body sink back. And don't let your knees jump open more if they are at the moment, right? And if you're still fine, stretch your arms overhead. And really breathe in the front of your body. Oh, do you see me? No. I'm almost invisible. I have the size of my yoga mat. But you hear me? And if you have enough of this posture, bring your arms back, right and left of your calves. And if you want to test something, press the elbows on the ground and push up the hip. And slowly back. Come up with the body. And now we have to get out of this posture. Let's bring the legs to the front. And shake them. And make a screen. Windscreen. Wiper. Legs to the right and left. And then put the hands on the ground, slightly behind your hip, and stretch your back. Stretch your back. Opposite is this. Stretch your back. Shoulders back, chest out, toes pointing your direction, and keep that a moment. And now keep the same posture with your upper body, the straight back. Hold it, engage your hip as well, and take your arms away. And push your arms up. And hold it a moment. Hold it. And with the next exhalation, drop your body on your legs. But don't make a round back. Keep the back straight. So, end of your personal forward bend, imagine, remember that please, is where you can forward bend without rounding your back. So not this. It doesn't bring anything for you if you try to put your nose or your forehead on your knees. It helps nothing. Maybe a bit stretch in your legs. But what you do, you're pressing the discs here in your spine. The discs are showing to the front, not to the back. So if you round your back, you're pressing your discs. And this can be a hard shit. So keep your back straight always in forward bend. And only go so far that you feel a stretch in the hamstrings and the tiny muscles here between your belly, between your boot and your legs. You can walk with your hand direction of your feet and then you see where it's ending, right? I have long arms, so even I'm not very good at a forward bend, I can touch my toes, but it's not important because I don't help myself when I touch my toes. It's just kind of like you think you should touch your toes. It's nonsense. Forget about that, yeah? If you have shorter arms and if you have very, very tight legs, you will never touch your toes. Doesn't matter. Here's your forward bending, yeah? Put the hands beside your legs or on your shins and keep the back straight and then try to push yourself to the front and try to put the belly on your thighs as an idea, right? My belly will never meet my thighs. But don't pull yourself, just like push yourself without the help of your arms. Believe me, that's it. Hold a moment. Slowly stretch up your body. Put the hands down. Now the fingers pointing back. And slowly lift your hip. And if you are fine with your neck, you can let your head drop. Otherwise, you just tuck your chin. Slowly come back. The next forward bending specialty is you keep your legs bent. Then you embrace your thighs with your arms and really hold your hands on the other side. And really embrace your thighs so much that you really feel them pressing against your entire front of your body. As far as it is, yeah? I'm very slim, so I'm very close to my thighs. My friends have a bit more belly, so they are here. It doesn't matter. Let's embrace our thighs and keep this embrace, yeah? Don't give space to anything. And then you walk with your feet inch by inch away from your body. But don't open the arms. You go so far until you feel, oh, I can't go any further, otherwise my belly would lift from my thighs. And here you hold. This is your forward bend if you have the same stiffness in your legs as I have. Hold it a moment. And slowly free your legs and your arms. Cool. And now put up your legs, just like knees showing up. Hands slightly behind your hip. Fingers pointing in my direction. And slowly lift your hip. And make a table pose. Push up your hip. Keep the knees closed. Push it more up. If you feel well with your neck, drop your head to the back. And if not, just tuck your chin and slowly come back. How was it? If you feel your wrists, put on your hands, top of the hand showing down, and stretch your body. And push your wrists in the ground. And slowly lift your hand. Then you can fold your hand and slowly push up your elbows up and down. And then your wrists automatically circle. And push up your hands and let them drop. The last pose I want to offer is one thing I really love, is a half crow pose. That means I put my heels on the mat and my toes pointing 10 and what is this? 2 o'clock. Sorry, I'm so bad at that. Slowly let your hips sink. And bring your elbows inside of your knees. Put your hands together. What usually happens, you have a round back. So use that power of your knees and your elbows to straight your back. Tuck your chin. Huh? This is already a very hard posture, I know, but keep it a moment. This is so good. So you feel it in your hip, your inner hip, your knees. And you can tuck your chin. And if you feel fine, just like keep the fingers spread wide open. Keep the arms, the lower arms in one line. And slowly turn your hands down, fingers pointing down, and fingers pointing up, and maybe in your direction as well. See how far you can turn around the arms. Other direction. And up and back. And now keep the hands together and slowly press your hands down until you feel a stretch in your wrists. Slowly up. And straight arms again. Then keep the pressure between your knees and your elbows, but open your hands, put the right hand on the ground, fingers pointing out, right knee, right upper arm, inhale, left arm diagonally back. Look after the hand. Change sides. Left arm, left knee, inhale, right arm straight back behind you. And slowly back. I have my elbows again. Press between my knees. I keep that pressure, knees and elbows. Then I put my hands on the ground. Maybe here. Put my hands on the ground in a triangle. So thumbs are straight looking at each other and the index fingers are pointing diagonal. But I have a gap between my fingers, right? Push your knees on your upper arms. Bend your arms so that you have kind of like a step where you can put your knee on. And also use your fingertips. Your fingertips holding you. Always imagine that. Then you lean forward. Try to lift one leg at a time. Or if you're experienced, just like lean forward until you feel you can just like let your toes, your feet lift. And hold yourself. As long as you like. Do it again. And if you don't dare because you think you fall over, then you're almost where you might be to be in the right balancing pose. Because the right point is where we feel we fall over. But we don't fall over if we use our fingertips. But the feeling says the right emotional stop. I'm falling over. This is the right point to be. I love the crowd. It's so psychological. You can do it again. Bring the arms under your hip. Head of your hands, top of your hand showing down, palm showing up. And then if you want, you can just like sit slightly on your upper arms. Give your wrists another good stretch. On my camera is saying something I can't read. I go on for another 3 minutes. So I slowly come back with my arms and my hands, still sitting in the crow pose. Now I have my elbows, my shoulders between my legs, and now I press my legs together so I feel my shoulders coming to the front and giving some space in my back. And let it drop. I jump my feet together. And now I'm sitting on my toes. I'm sitting really much on my toes. Hold a moment. And slowly change direction. I'm sitting on the top of my feet. I'm sitting again on my heels. And if you still feel fine, lean back until your knees slightly lift. Stretching the top of your feet, I know. This is a hard feeling, especially with pumps. When you wear pumps usually, you feel that very much. Believe me. And sitting on your toes. Ah, the opposite stretch is so good. And once more the top of your feet. But now we do it differently. We put the hands or the fingers slightly, let's say where your knees are. Slowly lift your hip. Press your hands on the ground and also lift your knees. Top of your feet are on the ground. And then you can decide how far you want to go with the stretching of the top of your feet. And to release it, sit last time on your toes. And release. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't want to say that. Thanks again, everybody. Whatever genre you have, you're very much welcome. We close now this power round and we have another 15 minutes of final relaxation. Who still wants to relax a bit and needs a bit support, I offer an autogenic journey into your own body. I mean, everybody's the same, so I'm just like naming a journey through the body in a very low and soft tone. And if you want, listen to that and just follow. And then you can relax all the different body parts I'm talking about. It's approximately 15 minutes. So, but I give you some time, some space of silence for about 5 to 7 minutes. But nobody should sleep longer than 10 minutes. Otherwise you are totally into sleep. We just want to have this fantastic, quick, deep relaxation and lifting out it again without feeling too dizzy. So who want to share this moment? We have a pause of 1.5 minutes to switch off the lighting, then to kind of like start the talk, and then you're gonna have 5 or 7 minutes of total silence. If you want to do it on your own, switch off, and I say see you again if you like. And if this was too much for you, try my soft yoga classes on YouTube. If this was not hard enough, try my pump yoga on YouTube. You're gonna feel it and see it, and write me what you say. And if you want to do something for your brain and your mind, try my meditation class we started recently on this YouTube channel. Hope to see you in 1.5 minutes. Otherwise, we see you again next week or end of the week with a special focus show. Thanks for participating, and see you in 1.5 minutes.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
And at first I say thank you to my own body. Thank you. You are carrying me day by day. Thank you feet. Thank you legs. Thank you hip. Thank you hands. Thank you body. And with a loud sigh of relief, I can let my body sink in the ground. And with every exhalation, I feel another muscle relaxing. You feel your shoulders really sink deep in the ground. Feel your hip expanding with the pressure of your body weight. Relax your legs and your toes, mostly pointing where they want to point. And your arms lying on the ground, maybe your palms showing up.
Your fingers are slightly curled, as they usually do when they are relaxed. And let your heavy head sink deep in the ground. See if your face muscles are relaxed. Give space between the eyebrows. Let them slip to the right and left. Imagine your eyebrows wanna slip down the side of your head to relax, cozy behind your ears. And with the next exhalation, let everything relax. I relax my feet, my toes, my soles, my ankles, my calves, my shins, my knees, my thighs, and my hips. My feet, my soles, my ankles, my calves, my shins, my thighs, my hips are relaxed. I relax my belly, my chest, my shoulders, my neck, my back, my shoulder blades, my spine, and my vertebrae. My belly, my chest, my shoulders, my neck, my spine, my shoulder blades, my vertebra are relaxed. I relax my fingers, my hands, my palms, my wrists, my lower arms, my elbows, my upper arms, and my armpits, my fingers, my hands, my wrists, my lower arms, my elbows, my upper arms, and my armpits are relaxed. I relax my face, my chin, my lips, my tongue, my teeth, my jar, my nose, my eyes, my eyebrows, my forehead, my ears, my face, my chin, my lips, my tongue, my teeth, my jar, my nose, my eyes, my eyebrows, my forehead, my ears are relaxed. I relax my head, my hair, my skull, my brain, my thoughts, my mind, my spirit, my hat, my skull, my hair, my brain, my thoughts, my mind, my spirit are relaxed.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Nam Om Namah Shivaya.